Welcome one and all to this 5th episode of the 4th series of D&D, where we work on the grocery list for Mommy. And we're adding the groceries and everything works, the notes, and they should work. Remove the kiwis, put them back. You can still remove them from here, which I'm not a fan of, but okay, at least it doesn't break now. If you have other things, and then you are here and you remove the kiwis. You can't add the kiwis, but you add the kiwis there. Okay, so that's still working, everything's fine. Now we got the plus in, remove button, these still don't work, these still don't work. Interesting. These, how would they even work? Because these are not toggles, these are press buttons. So how would it know which one is active?
Mm-hmm.
So it would be something like, perhaps we should do click here, then you select which of these to remove, and yeah. clear doesn't work, load doesn't work. Okay, so there's a bunch of things we need to do still. So the plus, fairly easy, that's not a problem. The X does have a dependency though, it depends on what's already there. So if you have fruit selected, okay, fair enough, you can delete all the fruits, but what about this guy? Because it cannot remove these.
Maybe you could click on this guy and then click on the one you'd like to remove.
Right, but you need to communicate that to the user somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Now obviously we can make this very, very elaborate, but I'm not really sure what's worth doing here. Another option would be to have the little red cross beside every one of these.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So for the categories, I guess this is fine. Right, remove a category. For but the person is going to expect this to sort of work consistently. And if it's not going to, okay. I really don't know what to do now in order to be quick, like to do this without making things too complicated for ourselves. The plus button, instead of appearing here, could appear all the way at the bottom. Always. The plus button could appear all the way at the bottom also. And then perhaps the little cross could appear inside the button. Don't know how that would look like, but that would probably be doable. So each of these buttons would need to come with a cross.
Mm-hmm.
Possibly. Yeah, the cross bothers me. I don't actually know how to do it. Also, this particular cross isn't particularly clever because this indicates it goes back into the menu. It doesn't mean it gets deleted. It gets deleted, but from the list, not from here. So perhaps we should change that to like left sign or something. So let's try and see your prefabs. List category item. Could be this. It is. Okay, so this remove button text. We're gonna change that to this, and we're gonna change this color to this. Okay, let's test it. Okay, so it actually sets it as an X. So that must mean that the item in and of itself, when it's being set up, puts that X. Visual Studio is opening on the wrong screen. There we go. Here.
Yep.
Save. Okay, so that should help. At least this. So that's okay. Now, one thing we should also do is remove these from the list here, so that will help. So let's think this through so we don't do work that we don't want to do. So
Okay.
there needs to be a way to indicate that these are already in the list, so they become unclickable. One way, I think the easiest would be to deactivate the button, and then the button becomes a kind of grayed out color and you can't select it.
Mhm.
The only way to then get that button back is to click here, and it gets back to there. Now, that gives us a problem with the whole cross issue. It's almost like what we should have instead is a completely separate menu where we can edit our categories and our items. That's what I think. So, yeah, so that would be totally different. So these buttons would go away, and we would need to have game states, so, or app states in this case. So a first state, which is some sort of menu where you choose what to do, and then a second state where you edit the database.
Okay.
Or something like that. That's, you know what though, that's not going to be great, because I'm sure that mommy's not going to like going from menu to menu to menu to do what she wants to do. She will want to be fast. So at least the addition of things. Another option could be that every time we highlight these buttons, the buttons appear on, 2 extra buttons appear on them. Like if you simply click it, it goes in the list, but like a cross appears. Or maybe we could right click the button, which now acts exactly the same, and send the apples away, remove them.
Mm-hmm.
Thing is, what if the apples is in the list but you remove it with a right click? Oh no, because you won't be able to click it. Right. Okay. Yeah, okay, I think right clicking could be good. It's a bit... yeah, it's not going to be obvious, right? But we can right click anything to remove. So that could possibly be pretty good. Okay, a few things I suppose we need to do. Number 1, in the groceries, items, okay, so also the app manager, okay, knows remove button. Which one is this? Yeah, so this one is the remove button for the categories. We don't want that. We're going to remove that. And we're also going to remove the add button, or rather we're going to keep the add button, but we're going to put it somewhere else. We're going to put it at the bottom of the category buttons, like so.
Okay.
So you got title, and then add button right there, all the way at the bottom. So we don't actually care about minimum width, but we do care about minimum height. And there, of 60. And instead of it reading plus, we can say add a category or something like that.
Yeah, because it's a lot longer now.
Yeah. Now, custom button. Let's take a look. So this one is category space. Okay, I think my bet is that this one's receiving space none or ID none. No, it must be receiving an ID. Okay, so the app manager must be sending it an ID. So add item button. There they are. So add category button, type add category here with capital A. Add category ... And this one is going to be...
Wait, I put an extra comma.
And this one's going to be add item. Add item ... Let's add one more word, new, here. And another one here. Here you can say clear list. Load space list. Save. Now remove item. This one won't exist anymore. And this one won't exist anymore. Save. we can delete this and this. Save. Cool. So there's the add button, and type category here in front. And for this one, yeah, it's gonna do its thing. Now we can duplicate this one and call this one item. And we're also going to need to remove this bit. And we need to delete this one and this one. So the title has a horizontal layout group that doesn't need to exist. This title has a horizontal layout group that doesn't need to exist. And this one does need to exist, and both the clear and load button need more room because we made them more explicative. Okay, there we go. Clear list. Okay, so now in the app manager we should be missing one button, which is our item add button. And now we should get this situation. Okay,
yep.
Note that categories is very small. That must mean that our title doesn't have a layout element. So we're gonna give it a layout element. Aha! Item title and category title doesn't have a layout element, so somehow I must have removed it. Minimum height 60. Okie doke. Let's hit play again. And there we go. So that's acting correctly. Add new category, add new item. When you click it, nothing happens. Nothing happens. So what we're gonna do is we're now going to create a pop-up box of some sort. Now, we're also going to give ourselves a cover of some sort. So we're gonna create a UI image here, which we're gonna actually, let's create another empty, call this one pop-ups. Yeah. And this one is gonna be called BG. Yeah. And the BG is gonna be exactly like this.
Okay.
And instead of it being this dark, we're gonna lighten it. And what we're gonna do is every time a pop-up appears, we're gonna make this one happen. Now it's important that it's a raycast target. If it's a raycast target, it can act as a button.
Okay.
Right? So it will be our cancel button. So if you click there, it'll go away. Now let's create a new pop-up, which we are going to call, let me think for a second. It's going to call add category or something. Category item. Yeah. Okay, so this one needs to have text. So we're gonna duplicate this title. We're gonna give it to add category item. We're also going to we need to create a window. So we got the page here. We don't have any other GIMP stuff, so let's just open page temporarily. And we're simply going to delete this layer. We're gonna create a new layer. Sure, and we're gonna say image, scale image, and let's go down to 256 by 256 scale. Alright, so there's a little picture, and what we're going to do is we're going to just create a very, very basic window, probably like so. So view show grid, view snap to grid, view image configure grid. Change this to some color that's very visible and give it 32. No, give it 16. There we go. We're gonna start from this corner, hold shift. And release. And now I'm gonna switch colors. I'm going to reduce the scale, hold shift, there we go. And I'm gonna add a new layer because we're gonna have a few types of this window. Now I'm using too much room. There's no need for this because we're gonna do a 9 slice. I'm gonna show you what a 9 slice is. So configure grid, I'm going to actually change the grid to 64 there, because we do not need more than 64 for each window. So I'm gonna grab these before we do anything with this layer, delete them, and then delete this too. Okay, now we're going to cut this and pasta it, and cut this and pasta it, and cut cut now and pasta it. Okay, now this layer is gonna be pitch black. So this is a full window that has a background, okay? Then we're gonna copy this entire thing, paste it here, and we are going to take the bucket again, but we're gonna change this to a 25%, so it's mostly transparent, and then we're gonna have a completely empty one. So copy this, paste it here, Control S to save, Control S to save, and we're gonna call this one UI. Hit enter, and Control Shift D to export, and it's gonna be UI PNG export. Okay, so this is a 64 box, so an entire unit is 128. So here we're now gonna select the UI. We're gonna change it to multiple. We're gonna say 128. We're gonna remove physics. Texture alpha is correct. Climb by linear, that's fine. Apply. Sprite editor, because it's multiple. Now all of them are actual squares. Therefore we can go grid by cell size, 128, 128, slice, and we should have boxes like this. Now we need to 9 slice them. So a 9 slice works like this. You want to basically tell the sprite that all of the bits that are in the green internal square can be stretched. Well, so this bit cannot be stretched in any way. This bit cannot be stretched in any way. Cannot. This one can be stretched, but only horizontally. This one can be stretched, but only vertically. This one can be stretched, but only horizontally.
And that one only vertically.
Yeah. So I want 2 pixels. That's it. Yeah. Okay, that's good. So let's look at the pixel numbers here. 26, 26, 26, 26. So here you can just type 26, 26, 26, and 26. And here you can type 26, 26, 26, 26. And now you hit apply. Okay, now we have these. So our category title, okay, we are also going to need a BG here. So let's duplicate this BG and drag it into here. Rename it to simply BG and hit Alt and Shift. Oops. Or the Windows key. Alt and Shift. Release. Okay, now this one is going to be white and full. Okay, so the category item is clearly also not stretched, so Alt and Shift. There we go. That's fine. Now from the left we're going to do 600. From the top we're going to do 300. From the right we're going to do 600. And from the bottom we're going to do 300. I did 600 there. Okay, that should be decent enough. Now the BG, we're going to choose this one. And now you can see the corners are not getting stretched. Right?
But that one
is. The middle is, but the middle is fine because it's just a monotone color. Right? Another option would possibly be to select this one. So it's sort of darkened on top, but I don't think it's going to be particularly comfortable. This is probably the best.
Okay.
Okay, so now we need to have the title. The title is going to have to go inside the BG. So we're going to rename this one to simply title is good enough. And the title has another title in it, and the title has a text in it. Oh, Jesus, this is idiotic. So let's put the text in here and remove this title. I think, by the way, this applies to the others as well. Yeah, pretty daft. So we can remove that. Let's also do it for the items. The reason why we had that is because before we needed the horizontal layout group to fit the buttons and the text. Now that problem is gone. Here though it still applies. So we're gonna leave that. Okay, now this text obviously is in the wrong place. Oh, don't do anything actually. So we're gonna leave this title here. No, the text needs to be center. So Shift and Alt. Okay, release. Okay, so that's fine. Now the BG is fine. The title in and of itself needs to depend on the BG managing it. So the BG, which is not going to be a raycast target, by the way. Oh, wait a moment. Is this text a raycast target? Yes, it is. Damn it. This is something I always forget to do. You need to tell all of your texts that they're not raycast targets, and because of a bug in TextMesh Pro, you can multi-select them and do it. You need to do them one by one. So if you've duplicated loads of text, it's a pain in the bum later. Vertical layout group, there we go. Width and height. And title should be somewhere there. It's got a minimum layout. Oh, right. The problem is the text is not visible. Do we have another material? Oh, wait. We might very well do, but yes, I think this is the one with the outline. Sure. Categories is good enough. Okay, and now what we need is we need an input box, similar to the one that we have in our note. So we're gonna go to item, we're gonna drag it here, and we're going to unpack prefab completely, duplicate, don't even duplicate it, it's fine. Drag it there, delete. Now note, it doesn't have anything, but it is missing information, and that's okay. We're gonna sort it out in a moment. Okay, text area. Okay, so for some reason this one's gone completely nuts. I'm a bit confused by it. Minimum width. Okay, let's hide it and show it. Nope. Well, it's just refusing to actually be here. Oh, wait a moment, because it's in the title. Wrong place, my friendo. Wrong place. When I show you we have is the scale. Okay, and now it's looking correct. Now, the BG, we're gonna tell it, hey man, we want you to give some room from the bottom, say 40. We want some room from the top, 40. From the right, 40, and from the left, 40. Now, what we want is a less large category. So let's move it up from the bottom to say 400 and 400 from the top. Yeah, so where it says categories, we're going to change that to be left facing. And we're also going to remove this preferred width. We're going to say a minimum height of say 60. I don't actually know. Okay, we got two layout elements then. This one is overlapping. Remove this component. The title has a minimum height of 60. And this one doesn't even have a layout element. Yes, it does. We want a preferred height of 1000. Right? That means it's going to squish that one up as far as it can go. So this text, I think I'm going to also put it top. There. That looks pretty good. In this one, we'll say something like insert new category here, right? Something like that. Yeah. Now the note is fine where it is. Now we're going to change this one from note to input text. Input box. There you go, input box. All right, input box. It's got a text area, etc., etc., etc. Now
you said that the text always had the raycast thing. Would you have to remove?
No, this one wants to have the raycast. You want to be able to click it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So, but the rest doesn't need to be clicked. This one doesn't need to be clicked. This one doesn't need to be clicked. This BG shouldn't be raycast target. Why would you be clicking here, right? But if I'm clicking somewhere else, I want to leave the thing. So I want to leave this if I press enter or if I click out of it, but not like really it needs to be well out of it, like here. I don't know. So we're probably gonna transform this BG into an actual button of sorts. Or we can ignore it completely, but by acting as a raycast target, it will block everything in the back. That's the point of it. Okay? Now, one thing that we need to remember is that we need to turn off that thing. So actually, let's call this one a pop-up block or something. Wait. Wrong BG. That's the one. Pop-up block. Not black, block. Okay, so, and then we're gonna take care of that by using a coroutine of some sort, just making it appear, disappear, or whatever. Okay, so that's pretty good. The input box is pretty good, but it's not doing anything. On value changed. On end edit, I'm gonna not do anything, and on deselect, I'm not gonna do anything. But on value change, I am gonna do something. And that something is going to, well, depend. So, let's see. So these are the spaces. Remove saved category, add saved category. How do we remove again? Right click. So that's really not a space. Add saved category is a space. Remove saved item is not a space. Clear list. I don't like the term escape space anymore. Hit Control R twice and call it button function. Yeah. Okay, button function.
There are some errors.
I know, I'm thinking about something. So we said we need to, basically clicking anywhere. We will treat this as a button, this pop-up block, but it will be a very special button. So let's call it pop-up block, not capital. Save. Okay, now a few errors exist because we're trying to set up a button that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Save. Now for the pop-up block, do you know what? We're gonna do something a bit different actually. We're gonna make it behave like a button, but not be a button. I think it'll be much more comfortable. So let's remove this. Save. And we're just literally going to create a new script for that. Script, create, call it pop-up block. And we may want a pop-up manager too. Yeah, let's do that. Pop-up manager. Okay, so one thing at a time. Open this. Open this, drag pop-up block to pop-up block, drag pop-up manager to pop-ups. Okay, now pop-up manager. This one needs to be a singleton. You should know what to do. Public static. That means that he's constipated. Pop-up manager. Script, and then you need an awake method to assign it. Yeah, it's void. It doesn't return anything, so it's void. Done, stop. You know when you type, you need to look up every now and then to see what you're typing.
Yeah.
Okay, script equals this. Okay. So we're going to need to request a pop-up. So go public void request pop-up. Open, close rand, open a squiggle, stop. Okay, yeah. Now here you're gonna need a public enum ublix. square ubiques. Public enum pop-up type. Squiggle. You want a none for -1. Comma. And we're only going to have one for now. Well, two actually, which is going to be add category. And then comma, enter, add item. Yeah. Okay, add category, add item. So we got two types for now, and that's just fine. So request pop-up, copy pop-up type, paste it, space, PET, or PUT, put. I like it, put. There you go, save, put. Now we want a private pop-up type. Yeah, and call this one current pop-up type. Semicolon. Okay. Now, in awake, we're gonna call request pop-up, so copy it, paste it, open of type. Actually, no of type, my bad. Just open a, yeah, pop-up type, and we're gonna go with .none. There, close, semicolon. So we turn it off, and let me think for a second. Okay, we also want a public void. No, the submission should be automatic because we said we're gonna click away. Did we not? Yes, we did. I'm thinking about too many things at the same time. Save. Okay, stop for now. Now, the pop-up block is gonna be similar to the custom button. So we're gonna take all of these extensions, copy, pasta. And then we're going to go to here, and it's going to go, I'm very unhappy right now. Copy all of this. Actually, copy all of this. And basta. Now, control MO. A million errors, but that's okay. We'll fix them all. So, pointer event data doesn't work, and that's because we are missing a library. We're going to need this and this. So, copy these two. 3. Paste them here, delete TM Pro, we don't need it. Delete. Save. Okay, now, do we need on pointer enter? No. Do we need on pointer exit? No.
No.
We need on pointer click. Pointer event data. Does it take something else? I don't think so. Save. It should be possible to actually check which click it was. Do something. Event data. There it is. Dot. Click time, click count, button, current info, delta, dragging, eligible for click, enter event, hovered, last press, pointer, excuse me, pointer ID, pointer press raycast, pointer ID? What is that? It's an int. Curious about something. Debug.log. Open. E for event data. There it is. Dot P for pointer ID. There it is. Close round. Semicolon. Press. That's fine. Press for now will do absolutely nothing. Save. So let's just see what that does. So I'm going to hit play. Then I'll click about. It says -1. -2. Huh. 17 -1s, 7 -2s. That's right. So weirdly enough, the right click is a -2 and the left click is a -1. No idea, but good guess. So we're only gonna do it. There you go. So with -1, okay, what we're gonna do is we're going to say that it's a correct click, and with the right click it means back. So it's going to cancel the operation.
Okay.
Okay. So you want to do a switch, tab, copy this, paste it here. You can't because it's an int, case -1. And then copy this, paste it, and press, well, -2 of it. I've got a better idea. Cut this, put it here, and type int of click ID. Cut this, paste it here. Copy this, paste it here. Save. Okay, so case -1, that's confirming the thing, save. And case -2, save, is canceling the thing. So this one is going to be public void confirm pop-up, open round boolean bool, confirmed, close round, open a squiggle, save. Okay, so this one will be able to call pop-up manager and go dot script dot confirm pop-up, open round, and I just realized something. Cut this, paste it here, copy, paste, equals -1, question, that's it, semicolon. So what does that mean? That, save, it's a boolean test. It's going to check if click ID is -1. If it is -1, what is this result going to be?
Then it's going to be true.
That's right.
Otherwise,
so it's going to
false.
confirm the pop-up with a positive. Otherwise, it's going to confirm the pop-up with a negative. So if you middle click, it's probably going to be yet some other number, and that's also going to count as a cancelling.
Okay.
Which may be a bad idea, but that's what we go with for now. Plus, I'm really surprised by seeing -1 and -2. I hope it doesn't depend on the mouse. Right, because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 buttons, and I don't know if this counts as a button, but it could, so it would be 6. So I don't know if I get -1, -2, etc., and it keeps on going. I would have expected 0 for the left click and 1 for the right click, frankly.
Oh.
So I don't know. This may be a bad idea, but we'll find out over time. We'll give it to someone to test, and that someone says nothing works. That's because the left click and the right click aren't functioning properly. Okay, so request pop-up, confirm pop-up. Now for confirm pop-up, it will depend on the current pop-up. So you want to say switch, tab. That's it, tab. Copy this, paste, enter. Right, so if we're confirming add category or add item, save, we need to do something with this and with this, save. Now let's take a look at our database here. So, convert string to database, converts database to string, get category for item. Okay, we do not have one to add or remove. So we need to do something. So here you need to say public, and you want to say void, and call it add category to database. You're gonna need a string category. So close the string, open a squiggle, save. Okay. Now all we're gonna do is we're gonna take a look at our create default. It's gonna be exactly the same as this. So we're gonna need these, copy. No, actually we just need this, copy. And basta. And it's gonna be the add in whatever it is. So copy category, paste it here, save. All right. And I don't remember if this is a sorted dictionary. It's not a sorted dictionary. We should probably use a sorted dictionary so these go in order. Because otherwise I don't know, we could potentially want some order to be changed. Suckful, as you say. Let's leave it as it is. So this category will always be added at the bottom, right? So suppose that one category that's being added is sweets or something, right? Then we would have the sweets appear after the meats, but after the meats, which makes sense, but also after the vegetables, which starts with V. So I don't know.
Meats is already appearing after vegetables.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying it's because it's the order we've picked, but technically we could let the individual, the person pick, like move the categories or something. We can think about that later, right? Because the items is fine that they're alphabetically listed, but maybe the categories, there are some categories you pick a lot more frequently than others, right? Sweets would be a category that you pick a lot less than all the other categories. Yeah. So add category to database, category, groceries, add category, blah, and that's it, really. And here we're going to say, and no, that's not it, because what we need to do is we need to save these somehow, and I can't quite remember how it's done. Yeah. There should be a save menu. Hello. There is save groceries database. That's it, with a very long string. Hit Control F. This one's probably somewhere. There it is. Copy all of this and paste it right here. Save. Now here you want a public void add item to database. String item. Not enough though. We're also gonna need a category. So you want to string category first. Copy all of this. Paste. Comma. Close round. Squiggle. Squiggle. Save. Now, instead of adding category, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna add to that category. So copy these two. Paste here. We're simply going to assume that category does exist. Copy here. Paste here. And here. Copy here. Paste here, copy here, wait, redo it, paste, save. Okay, so now the item will be added to the database, and this one is not really possible to do because without this one already existing, because you need to click on the category for that option to even become available to you. Except that's not true right now, but it's something we need to account for. So, blah. Pop-up manager. Add category. You want to go to database. Yeah, database dot add category. Category to database. Now, which category? See, that must come directly from that text input. Therefore, we actually need this guy to use tmpro. So using tmpro. Semicolon. Now we have that already in our item. So it's TMU placeholder, TMU text, TMU note. Copy all three of these. It's private, not a huge fan of that, but it could be all right. I think we're gonna make him serialized field. Well, at least the note one. So paste here. And put a square bracket serialized field right here. There it is. Close. Save. Okay, not TMU note, but TMU input box. No, it's already saying TMU. Input box. Backs. You're super American. Save. Input backs. Okay, TMU input box. One quick look at the items here for TMU, note, text, etc. Set item receive grocery note ID. TMU, oh, there it is. TMU note dot text. So copy this, paste it here, and this one is obviously TMU copy input box, paste, close round, semicolon. Now for the request pop-up, do a switch, tab, by put. Enter. Okay, so if we're requesting none, we're simply gonna hide them all.
Okay.
If we're requesting add category, then we're gonna do the thing. So we need add category item. We need access to this thing as a game object. So you're gonna need a serialize field, close, private game object, and call this one pop-up containers, something like that. Semicolon. Containera equals. Actually, tell this one that it's equal default, otherwise Unity cries. Copy this, paste, save. Okay. Yes, so request pop-up none is going to close all of them. So copy all of this, paste, rather type 4, tab, and then paste it here, dot length. Not an array. Capital L. Save. Okay, copy. Pasta. Ooh, that's close. Set active, false. Close, semicolon. There. So now all of them will be closed, and that's fine. Now, technically speaking, this should be the case for all of these. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna cut this, paste it here, save, copy this, paste it here, true, and this one is gonna be put this, put, save. Now we also need more stuff happening to it because it will depend on the title needs to change depending on what we've requested. So how do we deal with that? The only thing that's important is the title, really. So let's copy this, paste it here, copy this, paste it here, tm pop-up titles equals default, and it needs to be an array. Whoops, save. And we would also need a certain string. Well, not really, we can do it ourselves. Yeah, copy all of this, paste it here. This is gonna be a bit daft because it's essentially the same thing. Copy this, paste it here, copy this, paste it here, dot, set text. Yep, open around, quote, type the name of your new category here.
Oh, okay.
Or just type new category below. There you go. New category name below. Quote, close round, semicolon.
Now the item.
Yeah. Simple as this. Copy, pasta, item, save. Now, one thing that I just realized is this isn't brilliant because we only want it lowercase. Now I can't remember, but let's try something like lower. Too lower. Brilliant. There you go. Save. Do we need to trim it as well? Is there a trim? There is. Save. trim to lower, blah, blah, blah. So basically what's happening is it's taking whatever text, it's lowercasing all of the characters, and then it's removing leading or trailing spaces or double spaces in between.
Oh, okay.
So
editing.
Copy all of this, paste it here, and this one's going to be add item to database. Save. Now this is correct, but we're missing the category. Now the category is found. It's found in the app manager. There should be an active category. Current category. Make it hide in inspector and public. Copy this. Save right now. And here you go. App manager.script. Yeah. Script.pasta. Save. Now, this should not be possible if current category doesn't function. So that's fairly important. Now, pop-up block is basically already doing its job. Pop-up manager should be doing its job. So the only thing that we are left with is nothing, actually. So this guy, the TMU, this input box, doesn't need any function at all, right? Because it's confirmed by clicking away from it. So that doesn't particularly matter. Let's see here. Confirm. One thing we still need to do. We need to request a pop-up, which is none. Copy this. Right here. Save. Now, one thing that also needs to happen after this add-in of item has occurred, is we need to ask the app manager to refresh everything. And I don't quite remember how we do that, but when we set an item, for example, update grocery list display, which is not public, make it public. And copy this. And here you go. App manager dot script dot paste. Open close round, semicolon. Copy all of this. Perfect. I said copy, not paste. Wait, breaking everything. Alright, copy this. Now paste here. Save. Okay. There is one more thing that we forgot, is the pop-up block is doing what it's supposed to do, but it's never going away. So we need to actually do a few things to it. We need a coroutine. So I'll go private. Do we care? We don't. This is not about animations. Save. We want this to function, period. So what you want is you want a public void activate block. Open around. Open around, and you want to feed it a boolean. On off is fine. Bool on off. Close around, open a squiggle, hit enter, close, save. Now, what we need to do is we need to change the color of our image. Now, I think the image is right on us, isn't it? There it is. Let's do this. Here you're going to say image. Yeah, image. I forgot private, but we'll add it in a second. Yeah, sure, add private. Perfect. Private image. And call this one image, sure. It's already there. Hit tab, semicolon. No, not happy. Uppercase. There we go. But now, copy this. Check if it's not null. My bad. Check if it's null. Put an equals. So if it's null, what do we need to do?
Then we need to make it there.
Hey, what an answer! Tautology. Yes. How? Where's the script? Where's the image?
I think the image is in the pop-up manager.
No. You're looking at the pop-up block. Where's the image?
There.
Well, yeah. So if it's there, how do you get it?
Oh. We are in the pop-up block, so...
So, how do we get it? We don't know our image. Where is it? I'll help you. You'll be here all night. Get component. Image equals... No, first image equals. You need to assign it. Of type. Image. Of type mage. That's pretty cool. Close of type, open, close round, semicolon. And now you're absolutely sure you have it, and you can say image dot color equals new color. Okay, stop pressing the Windows key. Actually, you press this key. Color. Open round. 0f, 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 comma, on off, question mark, 0.75 f, colon, 0f, close round, semicolon, and now you want image dot, I think it's interactable. No. How about raycast? Raycast target equals on off semicolon. So it cannot be clicked if the activate block isn't active. So pop-up manager. We're gonna say we did access to our pop-up block. So go serialize field, private pop-up block, pop-up block, pop-up block equals default. Copy this, paste it here, dot, activate, round, false, close, semicolon, copy all. Paste, true, copy, paste, save. Okay, so it will activate only after we get here and we request this. All right, so let's go and assign all of these things. I can't believe we didn't know the thing about the get component. I must be 900 times I've asked you that. So input box, hello. Now wait, the input box has this placeholder and this text, and I think these need to be set to something by default. I think we're doing it in the item, aren't we? Yes, we are. Ah! This is our little cheat to make everything work to sort of sit there. That's funny. Okay, that's why we need this. Copy this. That's ridiculous. Containers. Wait, I'm thinking. Paste. But I don't think this is right. Copy this. Paste it here and here. Save. Cut this. Paste it here. And cut this. Paste it here. Save. Yes. Copy these two. The stupidity little hacks that we need to do in order to make this work. Save. Now I don't actually remember, but I think we need to set text to nothing when we open this, and I don't think it's done. So this guy, save this real quick. So this guy's doing it in it. That's it. No, that's not. It. Set text without notify. Okay, copy this. Oh, it's got a note. Interesting. We're just going to set nothing. Paste here. It's not note, it's called TMU text. Copy this. Paste here. And 2 quotes. Wait, it's not happy. Copy this. Paste here. Now it's happy. Copy this. And paste it here. Save. Okay, finally all of this should be done and it should be in a good spot. Let's go and assign all of these again. TM pop-up titles. There are 2, even though I'm gonna put 2 of exactly the same one. That's because we are cheating a bit.
Oh.
I don't like this name. Rename it to text underscore and call it add category item. Yeah, so we have 2 different pop-up types, but they use the same box. That's what's going on there. And in fact, the same will apply exactly to this. So add category item and add category item. So whenever this one then gets turned off, this is what will happen. Boop. And it will disappear, but as you can see, the back thing is still there.
Yeah.
So that's all working fine. Now, pop-ups. One more important thing is the pop-up manager needs to immediately turn off. Oh, it's requesting pop-up none. So that's perfect because it will turn off the activate block right away. All right. Is there anything else that needs to be done? I don't think so. So when we hit play, this should immediately go away. Should, but doesn't. Ha, null ref. Pop-up block activate. Hello. We forgot to tell you where the pop-up block is. Now you should be happy. Perfect. Okay, so now add new item and the other one need to have a press and something needs to happen. So custom button, setup button, and blah 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 blah. On pointer enter. This will all work. Press. This is what interests us. Add saved category. You want to go to pop-up manager, script or a manager also. Dot script dot oh dear, what did we call it? Request pop-up, open round, pop-up type dot add category, close round, semicolon. Copy all of this, paste it here, add item, save. Okay, that should work already. So all of this should already work, and this would be a good coronation of our work today. Let's hit play. So we get here, okay. Now I'm gonna click add new item and you'll see it'll work. That's a problem. We're gonna get a crash here. So this button shouldn't work if we don't have an active category. Okay? So I don't know what our active category is in the beginning. Hit Control F. Ah, yes, I do know. It's a empty.
Nothing.
Okay, so until you haven't set a category, all right. So we need to absolutely say here, in custom button, we're gonna do a better thing here. We're gonna deactivate the button, but here you're gonna say if app manager dot script dot current category is not empty, close, open, close, save. So that only applies to item, and that's fine. There you go. So now this shouldn't do anything. Perfect.
Yeah.
Now this guy, type sweets. Okay, notice you typed it capital. That's fine. No, leave it. No, leave it capital. Okay. Enter will do nothing. We should make it so that enter does the thing, frankly. Okay, so theoretically, it should be here. But alas, it isn't. It should have saved, so I'm gonna hit play. Oh, it's not there, because the category is, it is, but the category is empty. Interesting. Interesting. So 2 problems. Number 1, it hasn't correctly reconstructed the categories. So it must mean that our app manager doesn't have the categories working. Well, it doesn't care when you update the grocery list. Clear grocery list display. All right, this is just a grocery list. This is just a list. It doesn't update the categories. So I think create categories. Yeah. So yeah, create categories only happens here. Set up main buttons, clear grocery notes. Ugh, that sucks. Create grocery list. And update grocery list display. We would need something like create the categories again, I think. What does create your categories do other than clear them? It adds the buttons. It sets the category as empty as well. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to do something like rebuild the categories, set in a specific category as well. Yeah, so that's what we want to do. So here you want to do a let's leave this one alone. Here you want to do a public void rebuild categories and items. Open, close, round, open a squiggle. Now create categories, request a string, active, just category equals empties. Copy this, paste it here, save. Okay. Now, before we do this, actually, we are going to make sure that there is a list of things in that category. I've also realized something. In our dictionary, we're adding the category. Oh, we're also adding a new list. We're fine. Fantastic. We're good, I think. Yes. No, never mind. That's fine. I thought that we didn't have a list. We had a null, but we do have a list, so that's gonna work. Now we need to check if the category ain't empty, because if it's empty, okay. All we need to do is just not put any buttons. That's what we need to do. Never mind. So that's gonna be fine. Set the category, so it's gonna set that. Now copy, create categories, paste, open round, current category. Close round, semicolon. That's the first thing. Then we need to create items. Who calls this? Hit Control F. Okay, create items every time you set a category. If the category is empty, then it can't create items. We're gonna do another thing as well. No, wait, create items is already doing some thinking here. If current category is not empty, okay. And here you're gonna say if database dictionary, database.script, dictionary, there it is, square bracket, current category, yeah, close square bracket, dot value, blah, blah. No, I don't think it's value, it's got to be value, isn't it? No, it's not value. What the heck? Just dot count, I think. Higher than 0. That means we have at least one item. Higher than 0. 0, close round, open squiggle, wait, close. Save. Okay, so only if we have at least one item in this groceries, then we can populate the items. Otherwise we can't. We may want to consider doing something else, but that's okay. So creates a current category. This should literally work. So rebuild categories and items. Bit of a bit of a potato of a thing here, but that's okay. So here, and you're gonna call rebuild categories and items. That's it. So copy all of this, paste it here, save. Okay, let's see how this performs now. So we have a category that should be empty, the sweets category. First of all, nothing's there. Can't click this. Sweets. We still get a button. That's annoying. How do we get a button? It must be that our logic is a bit stupid. So, set category. Create items. So you go to create items. Clear items. Current category. Database, stick to grocery, blah blah blah. Current category count. So the current category count is 100. Debug.log. Oh. Dang it. Okay, debug.log. Copy this. Paste. Close round. Semicolon. Yep, there is one and it's empty. Okay, that's officially annoying. Save. I don't know why, but I don't think we've done anything wrong here. So there is a possibility that doing this adds a string, or convert database to string may do it. Let me try something. Registry editor. Yes. Okay. I'm gonna move it over to the other screen. Oh goodness me. There's so many of these things. Does this thing have a name? Project settings. Default company. Grocery list it's called. Do we have a grocery list? No. Wait, it could be under default company. It isn't. Default company. Default company. Okay. There's hundreds of games here because I've done game jams, so I had to play other people's games in Unity, which all have default company. So there's the solution. There's the situation. Game project, blah, 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 guess who, blah, 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 groceries. That's what it's called again? Edit, project settings, default company, grocery list. All right, it's not here. File, search, how do I search? Mate, show me where the stuff is. Find, that's it. Groceries. Find next. Groceries database found. Modify. Okay, fruit, apples, bananas. Now you know why it's really easy to hack. Pomegranate, sweets. Okay, so sweets has a tilde and then it has a dot. Sweets has a tilde and then it has a dot. Interesting. Let's take a look here. Actually, I suppose it doesn't really hurt showing this to people. So basically you can find your own game. It's going to be under Unity editor, default company, or whatever you've put there for in your player section in grocery list. Using player prefs, this is what happens. And then you can open this particular key and you will see fruit, apples, bananas, etc. It's all completely visible. So you can actually change things if you want, right? And it will work. That's how it hacks it. So sweets, it's separated by this. This indicates our category. Our category, this indicates this is not going to be a category. It's going to be an item. There is a full stop. I think the full stop simply indicates that the thing is finished. But I am not certain. It could simply indicate something empty. But my bet is it indicates that the file is finished. So I think that it takes this and it uses it as a category. So if we do convert string to database, dict groceries, separated individual categories, sort, etc., split, yep, add separated individual category, split by ch. There's no ch, but I'm guessing we are getting, right? We are getting one of them. That's annoying. We can't do it this way. We can't do it this way. So what we gotta do is we gotta create a new string array like this, and we're gonna call the separated items, which we wanted to do in the first place. Separated items is going to be equal to separated individual category, this thing, okay? And what we're gonna get, I bet you, it has a length of 1. So here we're gonna say if, and we're gonna check, no, this is what we're gonna do. Is this an implicit null? What if I do this? Are you happy? I don't actually know. So what we're gonna do is this. We're gonna say let's create a boolean test separated items, which is going to require a string array items. And here we're gonna say if items.length, well, first of all, if items is null, return false. If items dot length is higher is 0, then we also return false. So it failed the test. Then if items dot length is 1 and no end actually, let's first pass one test. If items 0 is empty, return false. If all these tests are not passed, return true. Okay, so we're gonna test separated items here with separated items, and if it's true, then feed it separated items. I'm actually gonna move this. No, yeah, I'm gonna do it this way. Separated items. Else, new list string, that's it. That's empty. Okay, let's test now. Registry editing may have helped, because I think the issue is when you separate the items by ch, there's no ch, so it just keeps the empty string, but there is one string. That's my bet.
Oh.
That's better.
Yeah, there's no items, so
No sweets.
then you can add a sweet.
But we can click on sweets and then add a new item. What do you want to call it? We've literally never bought a donut in our lives, but that's okay.
Yeah,
yeah, you want to be more specific.
yeah, I'll put white chocolate.
Okay, hit enter. That still doesn't happen, and it's added into the category. Ooh, that's no bueno. Whoopsie daisies. Okay, let me restart here to see. Yeah, so it's edited as a category. My bet is the button is incorrect. That's all I can think of. So, bleh. So under items, add button. Doesn't say anything. Let's see, app manager, item add button. There it is. Okay, so my bet is we're just sending the wrong information or something when we're setting up the main buttons. Add item button, add new, add save. What the? Oi! Are we a bit daft? That has to explain it. So, custom button, add saved item, request pop-up, add item. Okay, all of this seems correct. Actually, let's just test it a bit more. So we're gonna go on the category sweets, add a new item name below. So everything is correct. Oh, we forgot current pop-up type. We've never set it. So copy. Wait a moment. Paste it. Equals. Put. Semicolon. Copy this. Paste it over top of put. Save. And this will, I think, now work, but we have to go into our groceries database here and actually remove chocolate. White chocolate. See you later.
Yeah.
See, we've edited it and now magically, do you see how easy it is to hack? That's why player pref sucks. Note to people in the audience, do not use player prefs in real games. Okay, add new item. White chocolate. Hey!
Yay!
Stop the code. Launch the code. Hey! Okay, so white chocolate is being placed there. What can we do? What can we do? There's something that bothers me. Ah, yeah, the pressing of the enter button. Let's do something about that because that's bloody annoying. Okay, so end, edit, select, deselect, on value changed. No, that sucks too. Why in the world? When you hit enter, what happens? On confirm. Ain't there an on confirm? That's annoying. Bummer. I can't remember. Wait. On focus select all. Reset on deactivation. Restore on escape key. Hide soft keyboard. Hide mobile. Read only. Rich text. Allow text editing. Dang it. On end edit. How did I miss that? I don't know. Okay, so we're gonna grab pop-ups in here and we're gonna say pop-up manager and we're gonna say confirm pop-up true. And that's it, I think. So let's test it out. Add milk chocolate now. Milk chocolate. Milk chocolate. Hit enter. Hey!
Yay! And it's in order.
Okay, good. We are done for the evening. Thanks very much for watching, guys, on YouTube, and we will see you again next time when we dance in circles. I don't know what it is that we'll do. Oh, yes, we need to do PHP calls. Oh, I need to research that. That's not fun. That's also a pain in the bum to test. Because you need to send information on the internet. Then you need to get it off of the internet. That is said. Alright, sounds good. Talk to you guys later. Bye!